Hello, welcome back in English class with Tri Yuli S in my channel. Okay, welcome students. Are you ready to study today? Good. Today we will study about narrative text. Yeah, before we start to study about narrative text, do you know these places? Good. This is one of the landmarks in Cepu. And this is Lokotor. Lokotor is one of the famous tourism destinations in Cepu. Where is Cepu? Good. Cepu is one of the districts in Blora Regency. It is in the eastern border of Central Java province and East Java. Yeah, today we will study about the legend of Cepu. The class objectives of today are you will listen the legend with appropriate intonation and pronunciation. The second, you will understand the generic structure of narrative text. Are you ready to study? Let's check it out. Legend of Cepu, narrative text. This is the orientation. A long time ago, there lived Pangeran Benowo, the leader of Jipang Panolan. It was a regency under Pajang Kingdom. He was the son of Sultan Hadiwijaya, the king of Pajang Kingdom. It is called orientation. Okay, after the orientation, we go to complication. Are you ready to listen? Good. It is said that one day Pangeran Benowo lost the Pajang's precious weapon, so he asked his brother to look for it. He was so worried about the loss of his father's legacy. Day and night he was very restless and awaited news from his brothers. This situation made him very uneasy. Sometimes he got angry for no reason. However, his behavior was understandable by all residents of the Japang Palace. They understood what happened to Pangeran Benowo. One day, he got the good news. The long-lost precious weapon was found. Pangeran Benowo was very happy to hear the news. He decided to organize a party to celebrate the return of the family precious weapon. All the residents of the palace were happy because their leader was cheerful and excited again. The party was held 7 days and 7 nights. Various dishes are neatly presented at the table. The invited guests from the regency around the Jipang Palace were also immersed in the fun. Day by day passing by, the finding of long-lost precious weapon didn't make Pangeran Benowo become a better leader. He became arrogant. To make Jipang become a big regency, he asked his people to pay high tax. It made his people dissatisfied with him. The way Pangeran Benowo led his regency was heard by his brothers, Pangeran Girikusumo and Girijati. They were famous for their supernatural power. They rebelled to Pangeran Benowo. They planned to attack Jipang Panolan, but Pangeran Benowo troops heard about it. So they waited Pangeran Girikusumo and Girijati in the Bengawan Solo River. Because of Pangeran Girikusumo and Girijati's great power, the troops were stuck in a deep, muddy valley. Pangeran Benowo couldn't move because his leg sank in the mud. In Javanese, it is called mancep sepupu. The leg sank in the mud. Therefore, this place is called Cepu, mancep sepupu, because Pangeran Benowo couldn't move. So he swore to obey his brother's advice. This is the picture of Bengawan Solo. This is the last part of the narrative text, and it is the resolution. Do you understand? Good. Okay, I have explained to you about the generic structure of narrative text. The first part, it is orientation. It is set of the scene and introduces the participants. It answers the question who, when, what, and where. In the first paragraph, you have listened about the orientation. You listened about the name Pangeran Benowo, who, and then when, long time ago, what, okay, in Cepu, and where, in Cepu, in Pajang Kingdom. Complication. Complication tells the problems of the story and how the main characters solve them. This part includes situations, activities, or events that lead problems or complication to the climax. It shows when the crisis arises. There are many paragraphs that describe about the complication in the Legend of Cepu above. And then the last part, it is called resolution. Resolution is the crisis. The crisis is resolved for better or worse. It shows the end of the story, usually a happy ending. Okay, after you listen about the narrative text, now let's answer the following questions based on the text above. Number 1. Are you ready to answer? Good. Listen carefully. Why Jipang Panolan citizen dislike Pangeran Benowo? Okay, do you remember the answer? Very good. Because he was arrogant. Besides, he asked his people to pay high tax. Okay. The second question. Who did the rebellion to Pangeran Benowo? Okay, do you remember? Who did the rebellion? Who rebelled? Very good. The answer, his two brothers. They are Pangeran Giri Kusumo and Giri Jati. The last question. Why this place was called Cepu? Do you remember why this place was called Cepu? Good. Because in the fight between Pangeran Benowo and his brothers, Pangeran Benowo couldn't move his leg. He sank in the mud of Bengawan Solo River. In Japanese, it is called Mancep Sepupu. So, it is called Cepu, Mancep Sepupu. It's funny, right? Yeah, that's the Legend of Cepu. I hope you get some information about the narrative text. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya! Thank you!